It's the big time.
We made it. We're there.
It's still 720p source. Sure.
What? How does that change?
Don't know.
It did change it.
It's reverted itself. It hates us.
Right.
Just likes the number 720.
Well, it's a great number.
I remember my first 720.
Do you?
No, because I have yet to put one down, dude.
I have to watch 720 sometimes at work because 1080 just will not play.
Yeah, it sits there trying to buffer the whole time. Reload.
Yep.
Well, we get.
That's all
It
right.
is what it is.
It be what it be, how it be when it be.
It do all of those things.
Look,
Can't be
it's
that
us
bad. Can't
on
be
the
that
screen,
bad.
live on the interweb.
We made it. We're there.
We've made it, dude. We're there. All right, what's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome to episode 14 of the Tick Pod, an Arc Raiders podcast. Although, today it is not just an Arc Raiders podcast. We're going to be talking some marathon as well. You guys have a chance to hop in the Server Slam. I know I ran a few runs with you.
I think I had a couple matches, and then I played all of my other matches with you. So,
Heck yeah. All right, well,
That's pretty much how it went for me too.
True. That was fun. Before we get into it, my name is It's Coda. Hello, welcome everybody in. Let's see where everybody's laid out tonight. Above me, once again above me, is the one, the only DJ Oros. Welcome in, my friend. And below me, looking like a true race car phenom. The one, the
He
only,
is.
the friendliest, the raciest. Oh, I don't
whoa!
know. Rewind.
Rewind. Pause.
The
Pause.
cariest. We'll go
There
with
it is.
cariest.
There it
The
is. There it
cariest
is.
guy. The special Adam. Sorry for throwing you under the bus there, buddy. You're about as
That's
clean as it
okay.
gets in terms of being a good human being.
Under the F1 car, right there, right under
right?
I missed an opportunity there. Shoot.
it.
What's
Welcome,
up, boys?
Adam.
How we feeling? How we living?
Good. It's been a good week for gaming, right?
Been a great week for gaming.
Right.
Yeah,
All the games are coming out now.
Well,
all the games. Yeah, it is a really good month for releases for sure. Arc is obviously still Arc, so it's wonderful. We're all enjoying that. And then Marathon Server Slam was this weekend. We all three of us had a chance to hop in there. We played together a little bit. Great time. I think it was a bit of a roller coaster. We'll get into that in a bit, but all in all, super excited about that release. And then, yeah, man, just gaming with the boys. It feels good. It's a good time to be alive.
It is.
I don't think I saw you in not a full lobby the entire time that the Server Slam was out. Every time I looked in, or if you were on Arc, it was like 3-3, and I know I jumped in for a bit. I was like, I'll be back on later. I was working a lot over the weekend, and then every
you
time I
were.
jumped in, I was like, oh, Coda, he's in a squad. It's full up. People are playing, which is great. I mean, I love to see that everyone's into it. It's cool.
It's true. You and I don't do a great job of like pre-setting times
No,
either. So
no,
like
no, no.
people will text me and be like, "Yo, you want to hop on?"
If it's
By the
claimed,
time
it's
you
claimed too. I feel, it's.
Right, exactly.
I steal a lot of your time already though, so I feel bad. Like I'm like, you know what? These people need some Coda time. I get a lot of it. So
Never enough, David. We never spend enough time together, my friend.
true.
All right, today we're
Probably
going to
have
go
nights with
over.
the boys.
That's truly. Today we are going to go over quick patch notes in Arc 1.18.0. Nothing huge, but we will get through those. Couple pretty significant changes, especially for the mouse and key world. We're going to be talking about the Marathon Server Slam. Obviously, we're already excited about that. End of last semester in Arc Raiders, end of last season was since our last podcast, and then the beginning of the new one was since last podcast. So we'll get into our feelings about how it ended and how this is starting up. And then the Arc devs themselves did a nice little breakdown for Arc Raiders trials. I think they're trying to push trials a little bit more and get people more active and involved in those. So we'll go over that and what that looks like for the community. But first and foremost, we got to start with our favorite. Oh, go ahead.
Wait, no, I have to jump back real quick because we did have something happen with all three of us last week where we normally like catch up on what we've been doing, how our life is. And I know we had the marathon and new Arc Raiders and a whole bunch of stuff that we'll talk about at least anyway for the end of the last semester. But we all went and saw a movie together.
We did all go and see a movie together.
And we so the movie was like a footage of a show from 21 Pilots called Bigger Than We Ever Imagined, right? I think that's the correct title.
City.
Live in Mexico City. So it was just footage of the show, and then a little bit of a breakdown of like what goes on before and after and during the show. I mean, the after the show was kind of like they drove home in a car and they were like, "All right, we're tired. It's bedtime.
We're tired."
So they're super interesting
what do you
on
think
that
happens after a show?
Yeah, right.
I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, why don't you calm down over there, bud? He is running a lot, so. But I thought it was great. I know there's got to be some people that listen and watch here that are also 21 Pilot fans. So I think we have to at least mention it. And I don't know if you can see in the background, I got another trinket. Oh, this side over here. There's a little teeny tiny little trinket over here. It's a popcorn bucket, and it's sitting right on top of my marathon stuff. So thank you, Coda. I got that from you.
Heck yeah, dude. Of course. Yeah, you got to get them the little popcorn. It's one of the only
Trinkies.
It's one of the only trinkets you don't already own. So we had to hook you up with the Funko Pop.
I love it.
No ad.
I broke it out. We're gonna paint its neck, get a little black, and the hands black. It'll be very Clancy. So we're getting there.
That.
We're getting there.
It's beautiful. Anyway, yeah, dude, the movie was incredible. There's 65,000 people that showed up to that show in Mexico City, and South American crowds are just nuts for live music. That was always a goal of mine with the band, was to get to South America. We didn't make it that far, but the crowds just go insane for good music down there. They just have a deep appreciation for music, and just Pittsburgh especially, the music scene can be a little like tight-lipped, and people aren't always dancing and moving and vibing. So it's really cool to see the reaction from the Mexican crowd and just how into it they were and how much that reflected on Tyler and Josh. It was awesome.
No, and it was awesome for I mean they did two tours recently, like back to back almost, and a lot of my buddies didn't go see the Clancy tour. They saw the Breach one, and so everybody got a full view of what that one looked like, which was, if I had to pick one, I enjoyed that one, like the set list more. So I thought it was really cool that we all got to see that. So it was cool. And then also Adam got a little involved because he's a big F1 guy, and he's like, "Oh, I know that track right outside where they're at." And
it's right there.
He was, the whole time. That's when I was switching between seats through the show, and I know Coda knows that, but that's Adam the whole time. He's like, "That's where they start the race. That's where they do this." So it was fun. It was a good little,
good
little time.
Racetrack.
It was great.
Checo's homeland, man.
Yeah, for sure.
What is the name of the track down there? You know, off the top of your head?
Mexico Autodromo Hermanas. I totally butchered that.
I mean,
but
absolutely.
No, that was
flawless accent.
I think that was accurate. Very accurate.
That was the most American Spanish ever. That was incredible. Dromo.
I will say one thing about the show is I don't think I've ever been in one area with 65,000 people in my life. Like, just to see all those people watching two guys perform is pretty surreal.
Was that the number? I should have been paying attention.
65K. Yep.
That's wild.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
Indeed.
All right. You can continue. I just thought, we did have it happen. We should chat about it.
Absolutely. I mean, we could do an entire podcast on just listening to
next week. Next week.
All right, let's get into everybody's favorite segment here, guys. We're going to do a little pop hits. As always, there will be an arbitrary amount of time added to the arbitrary clock, and an arbitrary amount of points will be awarded to our contestants. Today, it's going to be me and Adam asking the young DJ Oro some questions here. So, DJ, are you ready? This might pop you to the top of the leaderboard if you kill it.
If I add all of my scores together, I'm still behind Slytherin, so we'll see.
You're getting 2v1 here, though. We'll keep that in consideration for your allotted point value.
Get some bonus points.
All right, I'll take it.
All right, you ready?
I think so. I think we're good to go.
The fun begins in 3, 2, 1. All right, DJ. What's deadlier to you, the new Firefly or the new Comet?
I will never ever try to just shoot at the Firefly unless I have a Hall Cracker, because that thing is awful. One of my good friends recently, tragic incident, trying to get out, new semester and everything, and he just the Firefly torched him. So definitely Firefly. I hate that thing.
minus 1,000 points.
Oh, damn.
Gun to your head, you can only play and grind one of these two games over the next month. What are you taking? Marathon or Arc Raiders? 1 month, one game. What are you taking?
I'm probably still gonna stick with Arc Raiders. It's more my PvE background than Marathon is. I would miss Marathon, but I definitely think it'll be Arc Raiders.
Hear that? All right, so do you feel positively or negatively about reset cycles in games just in general? And then what is your favorite part in Arc and least favorite part in Arc about said reset cycles?
I love the reset cycles. I know everyone, like there's a big, I think it's controversial for people, but I played a lot of Destiny and I talked to you about this today, that it is the same thing as how Destiny was. Each season they would be like, all right, we're going to raise the level cap and then we're also going to change the meta. So I think it's awesome. It's the same thing that I was doing there. Just they're like, instead of upping stuff, they're like, up, you lose it. So same concept. I've always liked that. I think they should keep that. And then my favorite part, especially for like the extraction shooter version of it, is I love the starting from zero. I love the starting from zero and the very end where I'm like stressing to do all the last couple things. Up until the night of reset, I was like, all right, I need to do this still and this and this and this. And I may have been doing some things, but like it was great. And I enjoy that so much.
All right, least favorite part.
The fact that I don't keep my blueprints.
Valid. Agreed. I'll give you those 1,000 points back. All right, scale of 1 to 10. How cool is the deluxe edition boxing in the Thief trinket from the Marathon drop?
It is a 10. Marathon or Bungie, sorry, not Marathon. Bungie does a great job with all of their little trinkies and toys, and opening that one up felt like the when I was, I don't know if you know, but I really like consoles. And I had a couple Xboxes. Every Xbox you open, like the packaging was just like an experience, and that's what it was for this trinket. And it was the same feeling. It was great. I love it. I see it right there. Oh wow, how do I point like that? It's right there. It's so cute. You can see it back there too.
This guy's got the biggest heart in the world. One day he said, "Do you get a package?" I said, "No, I don't think so." He said, "Check your front porch," and sure enough, a giant box of Marathon goodies pulled up at my house. So we got matching trinkets here. This is
adorable.
Awesome, dude. It looks
That's so cute.
It's so cute. But you're right, dude. The unboxing of it was more of an experience than anything else. I don't really mess around with deluxe editions or anything fun like that. So that was really fun for me to like. The closest I get to that was like unboxing my keyboard or my.
I was gonna say your new controller. So, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, thank you again, buddy. It's freaking awesome, and I can't wait to play.
I love it.
All right, Adam, you're up.
He forgot.
All right, so are you ready? No, I didn't. I got him right here.
You got him right here. Okay.
Immediately defensive. Ready to go.
When will your voice come back?
So I contacted a doctor. They said this is just how I talk from now on.
Oh my god.
So never.
Nope, never.
All right, next question. If you could drive across the country in one car, why would it be a Subaru Outback?
Well, because here's the best feature in the car. When you're driving around and sometimes like you're in reverse and then your little camera will get a little dirty. And most of the time you have to go around, you have to give it a little rub and you have to clear it up so you can see when you're backing up. Well, in the Subaru Crosstrek, you just have to put your windshield wiper on and it shoots out a little bit of water, cleans your camera up. Don't even have to go back there. It's beautiful. I love it.
He picked me up the other night for the movie, and that was
first thing I showed him.
Within the first 10 seconds, he was like, "Hey, check this out.
Look at this cool invention."
It is the best.
Damage out in the chat said this dude had one Kraken night and never recovered.
Wow.
Confirm or deny, DJ? Confirm or deny?
I had no Kraken. But Derek, I know that lost his voice for like 4 months when he drank too much Kraken. So,
all right, onward we march. Go, Adam, go.
What is your favorite Arc enemy?
Favorite Arc enemy?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's
well,
no
I mean, like, how about I give you my second favorite Arc enemy? Because my first favorite Arc enemy is the Tick, because it's the best enemy and they're adorable and, the Tick pod. But the other answer is the older version of the Tick, which I think is the Leaper, because they cannot handle windows. So as long as you're inside a window, you're good. They don't know what else to do. You can just shoot at them like for 30 minutes and they're done.
Nice. All your Leaper problems are solved.
True. Except for Coda got leapered real hard today. All right, next.
Twice today. Rattler free kit's not good.
Do you think Raiders should be able to punch people?
Oh,
like not pull out like the pickaxe, but like actually just
give him go 1,
little
2,
good
1,
old
2.
fisticuffs.
I do. Will you bring that back up in the workbench section later? Because that'd be a great thing to add. Because you do have, I mean,
just a classic melee.
Yeah. Okay. I missed that. Good question.
What is your favorite fish, whether it's one you eat or just look at?
Salmon.
Got it. All right. Now I have one bonus question.
No.
Why do you like the Celtics so much?
Because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are like the Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin of the NBA.
Okay. Got it.
And because they're green and I like green. Green's a good color.
Wow.
It is a good color.
That's a better reason than all.
No, Jason Tatum.
All right, David. After long and arduous conferring behind the scenes, you have been awarded 762,444 points for today.
Goodness. We're really going to have to...
Epic amount of answers.
It's going to be hard to top.
Still thinking behind Slytherin somehow.
We'll reevaluate with the judges after the show, but that's what's coming down the line right now.
The quick recap. Got it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like turtles. I do like turtles. Turtles are awesome. Snappy turtles are crazy. They scare me.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how you lose fingers.
Yo, back to the leapers though. The leapers were after me today. I don't remember the last time I died to a leaper, and then I died to two.
Adam, can I tell you that Coda got arced real good, and I'm like thinking like, oh, Adam knows the feeling. Adam knows the feeling real bad.
It's terrible.
This is the best Arc Raider story ever. We did 2 key rooms on Dam. We killed 2 teams. We were vibing. We had all the loot in the game for like an early reset, so like decent amount of loot. We were at the extract. And I had already killed like 2 wasps and a hornet, right? I was like, oh, we're chilling. And press the button. Out of nowhere, I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. A leaper dude from the top ropes just landed on my head.
Oh my God.
And I was over cucumbered as hell. So this thing landed on me, and then I usually just like dodge roll away a couple times so that I don't get hit with the AoE blast. But I was too fat. I couldn't get out of the AoE blast. So I went down.
Oh no.
Dave and my buddy Zach were being good teammates, so they ran over to me immediately. And with Dave comes a big old firefly. Lights Dave on fire, which lights me on fire. I lose 3/4 of my health from Dave trying to defib me. But every time he would light on fire, like the defib animation would go back
away.
Again.
Right.
It would pull back, so he could never get the defib off on me. He was like 2 HP. I was down to nothing. I started crawling to the extract. My buddy Zach tried to come and get me, and he got horneted from the back. So he got double shocked while trying to defib me. And I died like right next to the extract, dude, with so much goop. Like, relatively speaking, it wasn't like a 300k bag or anything, but for where we're at, it was a ton of loot. So
that was absolutely the best and worst raid of the week. And then poor Zach, he's like, all right, where are you? Are you in the thing still? And I'm like, oh man, I left. I was on my knees crawling. I'm gone. Like, you got to go hit that again. We're like, it's fine. You're good. Just go up there and hit it again. And then all the arcs started attacking him. He was like, I'm scared. It was so funny. It was it was
shooter too, man. He's like really good at Apex and other FPSs. He said out loud like a few times, he was like, I'm really nervous. This is too much.
It was a great time.
Classic Arc Raiders experience, though. I will say to between the 2 games, I don't think you're getting anything like that in Marathon. In Marathon, you're just like, oh my God, I'm dead immediately.
No, right.
In Arc Raiders, it's a slow and painful. What were those books when we were kids? Like an unfortunate series of events. It felt like that book series in one Arc Raiders raid.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave that. I know it's preemptive, but that was my worst raid of the week because I felt so bad. And then I'll have a best raid of the week later when we talk about it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, you want to hop into the patch notes real quick?
Yeah. You gonna break these down? Are the notes that I have clear enough for you?
I'm ready.
All right, I love it. Go through them for us. I'll chime in if still trying to get that voice. So
yeah, beautiful. Okay, so update 1.18.0, short little guy today. We fixed an exploit. We're putting weapons where you could put weapons in a safe pocket without the safekeeper augment. So no more of that. Fixed an issue that allowed players to put the snap hook into a safe pocket while in use, which in my opinion was not an issue. I'm a mouse and key player, and I did this relentlessly.
Shady.
Not shady at all. It was tech. So you could do it on controller too. It was just a lot more. The process was more convoluted, but on M&K you could snap, like pull your snap hook out of your safe pocket, clip onto something, and then hit like roll backwards. And in that period of time where you were rolling backwards, the snap hook stayed locked in, and you could just slide your snap hook back down into your safe pocket. So like you would theoretically your snap hook was really never out except for those couple seconds that you were shooting it up. So
I can't believe they didn't want you to
patched
be able
that
to
now.
have that. That's crazy that they took that
I
away.
know. I thought it was some high level tech. I agree. But yeah, you can still kind of do it. So you just can't do the roll back. Like if you roll or go into your inventory and do any action, it cancels the snap hook. So you just have to wait
Gotcha.
until you're being pulled by the snap hook, and then you can put it back down into your safe pocket. So all in all, decent fix, but just sad. I thought that I like that in games when there's like little unintended things that do create like a bit of a skill gap, because it's not simple to do, but it's also not game breaking. So
Well, that like almost on the lines of like when you were running with a chest in Sea of Thieves, and if you canceled real quick, you'd go faster, or in the water, same deal. You're
exactly the
swimming,
water tech.
cancels it.
Yep.
Right. I don't disagree with that, but I know that there's no way they intended for that to happen. So
Yeah.
a little bit of a fix probably isn't the worst. And if you're saying it still kind of works, I'm okay with that.
I will say too, as somebody who was on controller for 20 years of my life, like it puts things more in line. It's way harder for you guys to do that. So it keeps things a bit more even.
Fair.
Okay. What else we got here? We've lowered the blueprint drop rate for the hurricane season, which I know for all three of us is relatively sad, because we did just go on expedition and it is incredible to find blueprints pretty quickly. It makes sense for the longevity of the game in terms of fairness in the game,
Well,
but the BP rate has been dropped.
I do want to jump in on this because I was I was very down on the hurricane because we ran a couple hurricanes. I was like, this is dumb. Why would we do this? What am I getting extra? I don't think we went around to look for those things to open up to find the blueprints, at least while we were playing together. And now that I see online, they're like, oh, this is where you get them, and this is great. And I really did think that they put it in and they're like, okay, I know you're losing all your blueprints, but this is a way to get them back pretty easy for the expedition people. And I kind of am upset that they did. I thought that would be the reason that before reset and before the patch notes came out, I was like, oh, cool. I can go back in and get all my stuff without, being like having to grind too hard for it. I wish they kind of left it. I know that we had the one week where blueprint drops were through the roof, and I was enjoying that
Like
too.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm okay with it. I mean, it is what it is. We'll grind it out. It'll be fine. It's not going to hurt me that bad. But I did think it was nice for the people that were upset about losing the blueprints that this was going to be there, and then they were like, actually, not so much.
Yeah. I mean, that's good that you brought that up too, because let's double back on that. You and I were kind of fishing for like, why would you ever do the hurricane event last week after we did a couple of rounds? And it made perfect sense that was like, okay, this is it. You go out on the outskirts, you look for the raider caches. That's where the big drops are. That's kind of the point of that mode. So I still feel like it is that way. I've seen really good guns in there. Like I got a Ven 4 out of there. In blueprints, obviously, but you're not going to not find them. They just reduce the rate a little bit. So
Right.
I'd say okay. But we have found a reason to go in and do hurricanes, which I like. There we go. That's it.
Yeah, my reason was
like
that.
that-
Go ahead, Adam. Sorry, you go first.
As I like the fact that they keep the caches outside to force you to play in the hurricane rather than loot like lockers inside somewhere.
True.
Agreed.
True. I'll give you that.
It makes you play the map condition.
It does.
It is also great for when you want to transfer stuff to a different account and you're out in the world and nobody can see you because that hurricane's happening. You're super safe for the most part. Not that I would ever do that.
Dave, the transfer, the big transfer guy. All right, onward we march, gentlemen. They added a very hot, I don't know why they put very in here, but added a very hot fix for dam controlled access zone. So I don't know if there was an issue with like a fireball or a firefly getting in there and messing something up, but they put the word very hot fix in there. So I don't know
I did
what's going
see that.
on.
I was wondering why they did that.
Yeah, they didn't really give us detail either. There's incredibly cryptic of Embark.
Yeah.
We fixed an issue where some arc would occasionally cause performance drops, so that's good. I hadn't noticed it. You guys get any performance drops running into certain arc? or that we were blaming it on at least.
I mean, when
Oh,
I
dude, my
die,
frames
yeah.
dropped like crazy with the shredder. I didn't know the shredder could.
Yeah, that's 100% why I died. Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Every time somebody kills me, they're cheating. So
yeah. Performance issue.
had to be.
Fix an issue. Fix an issue where the final stage of the quest, worth your salt, could not be completed if someone else had already done it in the same raid. So that's good. And fix the rare issue where players would crash when navigating to the player proximity menu. Nobody likes crashes. Glad that's patched up. But that's it for the patch notes here.
No, but I will go back. That I like that they went into the quest because, and I don't know if we're actually, which is a good topic right now. We're actually doing the quests again, right? Like last season, last semester we both kind of took them off. I know I didn't even look at them, and this semester I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna go through them and do them. Why not? Like it's just something to do while I'm playing. And one of the big issues was if somebody else picked up a certain thing during the quest or they already had it completed, then I also had to go back in a second time to get it. I don't know if they fixed that kind of stuff, but at least it seems like they're trying to fix the quest stuff, which is cool. So I'm glad they're focusing on that a little bit.
They definitely pay attention to the quest. I think they see that in trials as like the longevity of the game and the long-term plan. So I'm with you. I'm glad they're paying attention to that. Derek said in the chat, this actually makes a lot of sense. People might have been getting in without key cards or like slipping in through the door.
Okay.
And he said that they said very hot fix because it's probably just like all the fire burners inside, like it was whenever you could slip through without a key card.
Okay.
Good point. We like that. All right. Did you guys have you done the damn Battlegrounds map condition? I almost got there and then I had to get off. And then I think you actually filled my spot there, Dave. So how is it? What's in the room? What kind of loot? What do we got in there?
So loot wise, I didn't get much because Derek and Tapito took it all. And then I was left with like nothing. I was like, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for taking all the good stuff. Although they were trading with each other, like, oh, do you want me to drop though? Tapito was like, do you want me to drop this for you? Let me let me give you a weapon. And then Derek walks out with like a Bobcat 4 or something crazy. So loot, I guess, can be good. I don't know if it was a Bobcat 4. It was something good. I didn't care much because it was, and I had a lot of other stuff going on with loot wise, but the whole experience itself, and I did take your spot, and thank you for giving it to me, was awesome. It was a very PvE focused little puzzle.
I thought that would be something that you would love, right? It felt like a very mini Destiny raid.
Yeah, very, very mini. But it was cool because we had we were trying to hit buttons, right? Is the sequence for it. And you have to go around, you have to search for a battery, then you have to hit some buttons. And we were trying to and Tapito was trying to like double you. There's 4 of them. So you had to double up for somebody. And I was like, he was having a little bit of issue and like I just tried something different. When we did it, Volcano 3 is the stuff that he got, sorry.
Noted.
And I was able to snap up to it, hit the button, and it was just cool to like work through it and figure out how to make it, all the buttons hit at the same time or within the time limit. It was cool. I really hope there's more of that. Derek and I also went in on a duos to the Harvester, and we went in to try to, go into that little thing the queen's protecting and hit all the buttons.
The Harvester itself. Yeah.
And that was really, really cool. Like I would like to jump into more of that. I know, I think I've just been focused on other things. So if I know there's a lot more of that kind of stuff, I would love to see them add more and bigger. If they can make bigger stuff like that and, they just like chuck that in there willy nilly, I'm sure they're capable of it. And I hope they do.
I agree, man. I think as the old people would say, they have really good bones for stuff like that. But the events are very basic. They're very easy to get through. Like the Harvester is not very difficult. I would say getting into that loot room outside of the second button press isn't that difficult. Something that might take like in-game time 10 to 15 minutes would be great, and I could see a lot of people really enjoying that side of things.
Now, Adam, would you jump into that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've never done the Harvester event, or I've never killed a Harvester. I've only killed the Queen. So,
gotcha.
Or Matriarch. I've never killed that one.
Okay.
I don't know which one goes with what. But yeah, I think
Queen is Harvester.
Okay.
Just clarify.
I think that's fun stuff because, again, like it can't be this big elaborate thing because you're only in the raid for 30 minutes, so it can't take too long. So it's cool to have those quick little hits that are fun to do.
Yeah, I do think though, like that could be a skill gap thing, right? So like that's kind of the
Fair.
point, is that they would make something that might be a 20-minute thing for the general public, but that if you were really concise and got it done very well, like you could get it done in 10 to 15.
Right.
So, and I think that,
Mhm.
maybe the first time you don't get it, the second time you don't get it, the third, because that's how Destiny grades are, right?
Well,
Like
I was just
there's
gonna.
so many times you're not getting it right out the gates, and that kind of makes you want to do it more and more. So
Well, they set like there's encounters in raids where you're jumping through. It's maybe a 10-minute encounter. They give you like a 3-minute window for each section, and then you have to complete it. So if you don't get it done, then I'm sorry, come in and try again later. Like
yeah,
I do. I think that they can make that a thing, and I don't want you to be able to complete it every time. Not everything's for everybody. So give me a little bit of a challenge. Let's go.
maybe Adam,
Yeah,
back to your original point though, what they could do is like you could get it done in chunks. Like say the whole thing took like 6 different pieces, and if you were able to do step 1 and 2, and then you extract, and then you can go back in and start on step 3 instead of starting back
Yeah.
over on step 1. If you want to kind of open the playing field up to everybody, that would be the way to do it.
Or at least for like the first time doing it, like the first run through, you can do it in those stages. But then now when you get more familiar with that process, you don't have that ability to go
I
back.
like that, kind of like an unlock feature. Like once you
Right,
do
right,
it
Yeah.
once,
right.
then you
Yep.
have to do the whole thing in one fell swoop.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay.
I love that. We're growing here. Our
Honestly, every
creators, you
time
better
Adam's
listen.
on the pod, bro,
I know he
he's
comes up with the
idea
best.
guy. He's idea guy.
Where have you been? Oh my goodness.
I got a different way of thinking.
Oh, you definitely have a different way of thinking.
Speaking of different ways of thinking, how did your different way of thinking help or hurt you in the marathon server slam? Did you enjoy it? So give me your take before I break it down for
So
everybody.
I didn't like it at first, but that's just because there was like a lot going on. Like, what's this thing I picked up? What's this? What's this? In Arc Raiders, there's not like as much, I guess, guns and just different types of ammo and different things like that that I didn't expect to see in Marathon. So I was like, "Ugh, this is so much to learn. I don't like this right now." But then I took it like the night off and came back the next morning, and it made more sense for whatever reason. Like it wasn't as daunting of a task to try and learn everything. And then at that point, I was like, "All right, this game's pretty fun actually." And then I played with you guys last night and or the night before, and it was just it felt like a polished game that we could run through. We kind of knew the areas, and I didn't like the inside
Oh, it's claustrophobic up in there, man. Did he just freeze?
buildings of the marathon, but I think the outside it is.
You're
The
freezing up,
outside
Adam. You're
looks
freezing up.
great. I love the am I good now?
Oh, you're good. You're back.
You're good.
Okay.
Oh, over under.
And he's good. That was we'll say that's one.
But look
We
at
said
the
the
look at the
over-under at
perfect.
3, didn't we?
We'll just leave him like that.
That's a
He's
beautiful
fine.
smile.
That is a great spot. Like
I
oh,
do
there we
like
go.
the
Oh
outside
wait,
map. And
wait. You got to go back
Hold up.
28 seconds in your thought.
Rewind.
Yeah, rewind. All right.
Okay, so I like the outside
Yep.
maps. They were cool. They were dynamic. The insides were claustrophobic, and I couldn't jump everywhere, which I didn't like, but that doesn't matter. Um, but the PvE things killed me all the time. Like the
That's so weird for
grenaders, like,
you.
psh,
Yeah, they're not
yeah.
messing around, man.
So it comparison to Arc, it is much more challenging than Arc Raiders. Like I still die all the time in Arc, but I died a lot more in Marathon and a lot faster.
Yeah.
But that being said, it was still fun and engaging, and it wasn't like that much of a learning curve to shoot people. Like that fundamental is still the same. So I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it.
Heck yeah. I think what you said earlier about like the first round you played, you weren't too sure about it, and then the more you played, the better it got. I think that's kind of general consensus from the community, at least what I've been reading, videos I've been watching on YouTube, what the Reddit forums are talking about. I think it's sensory overload out the gates. It's definitely a game that's like that. I think what Arc has, like, intrinsically is fabric and metal. You just know that as a human being, the difference between fabric and metal. In Marathon, you're in the year 2800 something, and you're looking at different implants that all look about the same but do different things. That's just not as like easy to understand out the gates. But once you kind of get over that curb, the same thing happened for me, man. Like at first I was like, dude, this feels kind of half baked, or I just don't really understand what's going on here, what I need to be looting for. Like the PvP felt like so snappy out the gates, like too fast out the gates. Like the TTK is way lower than Arc. So, but I think my take from it was by the time I was level like 20, 21, 22, whatever I finished, those last like 5 levels of that, I really felt like, oh, this is all just like tension building element. That's the whole point. Like you need to be more on your toes. This is a game that will punish you for not paying attention at all times, and you can't run around all willy-nilly with the best, like you can with the best guns in Arc, and just think like, okay, I can heal if somebody shoots me and then I can kill them. It's a whole different experience, and you really do. And I think that's more akin to, I'd say from our friend group, we went into it hoping that it was like a parallel to Arc Raiders just in first person, but I think it's more a la like Escape from Tarkov or Delta Force, something that is really more edge of your seat, really have to be locked in when you are playing it. So all that to say, by the end of the playtest, I was loving it, dude. The next day when it was offline, I was like bummed about that. I wanted to hop on immediately and start working on my faction. So
At least it
Dave,
comes out soon.
yeah, the 5th, baby. 2 days from now. We're recording on the
Soon.
3rd, so March 3rd. 2 days from now.
Soon.
Dave, how'd you feel? What was your,
Yeah, I have a lot of feelings. It was Bungie. The gunplay felt amazing. Some of the guns just you Derek, you better join Dead Orbit. That's what we're all doing. Some of the guns, I didn't get a big sample of those because I was running a lot of free kits just to get through and feel it out. But I think that's important. I'm with Adam where initially I went in and I was like, okay, I'm very overwhelmed. But I also parallel that to Arc Raiders when the first day I was playing, Coda was watching me, I think, stream it, and I didn't have a shield on. I didn't have I didn't know
your weapon,
no ammo. I had I didn't know how this kind of game worked. So
true.
Seeing it like more and more, the more you played, the more comfortable you get, and it wasn't that poor. Like I saw a lot of negative feedback. I saw some positive feedback, but I think again for people just to learn new things, and they're like, I just don't want to. I want to know how it works already. I want to be already very. And it's like, well, you got to give the game some time to let it bake and get that, like you said, the metal parts and rubber parts, like that all makes sense. But we're not playing there. We're playing on a random planet, so all these things are going to be slightly more different. It's gonna be different, obviously. And the more I played, I was like, okay, I know this kind of ammo goes with this gun. This makes sense. I have to put this piece in as my shield and this piece in as my, like augment essentially. And it did. It got more fun the more I played because the more I understood. And I do think that I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. It was a lot of fun for the shooting. The gunplay was awesome. The gunplay was great.
10 out of 10 gunplay.
Yeah, I just they
Bungie's
can't.
insane with guns, dude. They just always feel so snappy and good.
And although the TTK was a little bit quicker than Destiny was, I didn't mind it. I do hope that they maybe play with that a little, just because it would be nice to have a little bit more survivability. But that could also be because we have basic stuff on. I was only level 10. So what if you have a better shield? You go in there and it is more of just a PvP. So you are grinding for that kind of stuff, and you throw that stuff on and you're good to go. Like that doesn't mean that it doesn't get we won't have a bigger TTK later, but just as the basic as the beta that we got or the service slam, then we're just stuck with that. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. The enemies were fun. Some of them were very difficult to kill. The shooting, the killing, even the enemies, the bots felt great.
Incredibly satisfying.
So yeah, it was, for me, it was all around good. I think, I'd give it a 7.5 for, just what we got for the little sample period. And it was free to play. If you loved it, great. If not, well, but at a $40 entry level or entry fee, I'm all for it.
Heck yeah. I do want to just say 2 things to follow up to what you said, because it stimmed the brain. I think the game unlocks. I think if you're interested in getting into it, if you're listening or watching this, if you're interested in getting into it, 2 things. The game does not hold your hands out the gate the same way that Arc does. There was a learning curve in Arc, but it really felt a lot safer and less punishing. It is not that way in Marathon. You die on your loadout, everything's gone. There's no safe pocket. There's no hand holding. And they do that you are under the assumption that you need to just learn everything for yourself. It's kind of like figure it out or get out of here. And then secondly, I think the game really unlocks once you start going in on good loadouts. I think the free kits in Marathon are way more brutal than they are in Arc, and I had the most fun when I had like a blue or a purple gun, tons of ammo, plenty of heals. Um, it just like unlocked everything that you want to do when you're in there in terms of like killing higher tier UESC, in terms of fighting other players and being able to stabilize against other players, managing your ult, managing your tactical, all that kind of stuff just makes way more sense when you're playing on a loadout. But that being said, like you're putting a lot on the line every time you go in on a loadout. So I think that's going to be the trade-off. I think this community is going to be a bit more niche. I think Arc appeals to uh, a much broader audience and more people can find value in the game. I don't think Marathon does, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm really excited to have another sweaty FPS in my life because it's been a minute since I really felt that way about grinding out something I was a little more like, nose to the monitor about. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, we'll be able to go in, we'll do some Arc Raiders, and then we'll pull up, be like, hey, Coda, let's get over there and get some first person shooter. And then the last two things I have, in case I forget, the most important things about Marathon were that there are birds in Marathon, and they're definitely working for the robots. 100%. We saw them. And the most important thing is there are ticks in Marathon. So the tick pod can live on with a little bit of Marathon attached to it because, they're in there. So it's beautiful. Thank you, Bungie, for listening.
I think there's an item in the game, tick milk or something. Adam, go ahead, dude.
Oh, I was just going to say, did any of you play solo versus or in Marathon, like go by yourself?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's when the game unlocked for me, dude. I started doing rook runs, which is your solo. You can't play with your teammates. You go in as a rook, which is a character that you get like a green backpack, a green shield, and like a little pistol, like an energy pistol. And it kind of forced me to like slow down, use sound cues, understand how the robots acted around me and like how to sneak around them or when to engage them, when not to. I think if you're going to get into the game, it's one of the best ways to understand what's going on. Like your map knowledge goes up, your awareness goes up, your understanding of the sound cues. So go in on rook runs, dude. I think that's what unlocked it for me for sure.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like playing trios with you guys, I felt more safe, if you will, to just go and follow the flow rather than learn everything that you need to learn.
It is absolutely a game where you cannot be 200 meters away from your teammates. You have to be way closer than 200 meters away from everyone else, or else you're in danger.
Although I will say with the lower TTK, it is a game where you can not very easily is the wrong term, but you can absolutely win a 1v3. If you position well, play your character right, like outsmart your opponent, it's way easier to 1v3 in this game than it is in Arc just because of lower TTK. So, you get behind a guy three times on the same team, and that's much easier to take them down than it would be in Arc Raiders.
Special Adam, what Coda is saying there is that we were playing different games.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing too.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yep. Heard it here first, folks. Derek in the chat said Vex Milk. It's not Vex Milk, but it is another milk. And I saw a comment online saying that Bungie loves their milk in games. So,
they do love milk.
They created a new milk for this one and a drinkable cheeseburger. Did you guys loot the drinkable cheeseburger at all?
No.
Drinkable cheeseburger.
Yeah, missed opportunities.
Truly. New caloric really hooking us up in a clutch.
Too funny. And yeah, the only other thing I have, at least on Marathon, is that I hope that I feel like I saw a lot of negative, and I feel like it was a lot from the Arc Raiders community who are like, I refuse to bend the knee to any other game, and I don't think they're trying to be the same thing at all. So I don't think you just need to hate on a game because it's not the same game. The other games can exist, and I hope that people come around to that. I hope Bungie can keep going and we get a Destiny 3 because Marathon does at least semi okay.
Well said. I agree. Both games can exist, and they're unique enough that like, dude, there's great lanes for both. Want to decompress, hang out with the boys, go play Arc. You want to sweat it out and really work on your first-person gunplay, then go play Marathon. It's great.
Agreed.
I think that
Agreed.
everybody thought they were going to be too much of the same game, and that's just simply not the case.
True.
Like
They
either you
actually,
play one or the other, but like you can play both in different capacities.
yes, they did a great job of differentiating themselves, and it makes me more excited to play both instead of like sitting here thinking like, which one do I pick? I'm like, oh, that's the lane for Arc. That's the lane for Marathon.
Yeah,
So
please don't try to be each other, you know?
be yourself, kids. That's really the message here.
Exactly.
Be true to you. All right. Well, yeah. So, for everybody listening, it is March the 3rd. Marathon full release is on the 5th. So March 5th, full releases, same price point as Arc. So it is $40 unless you're DJ Oros and you buy the deluxe edition, which is, how much is the deluxe edition? I don't
More
know.
than more than $40.
More than $40.
Yes.
Real
42.
people's, yeah, $42 for the deluxe edition. Wow,
I
what a deal.
I earned it, okay?
What a deal. All right, well, let's hop back to Arc and we'll close it out there. So,
Love it.
like we talked about earlier, we just ended the last semester and began a new semester. Dave, I asked you in the pop hits how you felt about the reset, but any more feelings on that now that you have a little bit more of a platform to speak? More time?
I felt that last semester was very easy compared to the first semester, and it was definitely less than one mortgage payment.
Little poop in the chat, yes.
Thank you, wife. Thank you, wife. I feel like they made this current semester even easier, at least from the way it looks. But maybe they're adding new stuff. But last semester, it was good. It was nice. It didn't feel like you had to chore your life away. And Adam and I had a big talk about this. I think it was you weren't even drunk text. You were just texting me, right?
Yeah, it's just from my heart. Yeah,
it came from his heart. That he was like, I don't love when games feel like a chore. And I don't think last semester did. I think that's probably a good spot for the normal person to play games, and you don't want to lose a player base. And yeah, I know that there's stuff that I'm going to want to grind for, and hopefully they can add that kind of stuff into the game. But I think we're in a good spot with our graders. And even though I'm disappointed that everybody else has as many skill points as I do now, mainly Adam, I think it was good. I think it was a great all around semester. I think they reacted to a lot of things in the game really, really quickly, and most devs don't need to do that. So it was good, very, very good. And I was able to get all my stuff done, expedition full out, and I may have a bunch of rocket launcher ammo whenever I need it. So we're in a good spot.
Atta boy. Adam, feelings, thoughts, concerns, criticisms?
I did not get the full amount of skill points in the first semester, but I was lucky to get the catch-up points. And
Slacker points.
You get the mustard points too, or just the ketchup?
Just the ketchup.
Mm.
Mustards are only for hot dogs. Anyway, I thought it was fine. I know they take like your stash value into account for like additional money. So that definitely helps, but I think the 3 million or whatever it takes, I think that's a pretty good sweet spot if you don't constantly play all day or you play like a few rounds or a couple hours every other night. I think that's a good area because I think I finished at like 3.7 million and then the stash finished the rest for me. And while my stash was constantly full, it was mostly like crafting materials, not like useful guns and things like that. So I like where it's at.
I agree wholeheartedly.
No, can I jump in
What
real
about
quick
you?
too? Adam, real fast.
Yeah.
I'm okay that you got the catch up points because every time that anybody needed anything, because you just keep the most random stuff in your stash, you gave it out to people. You're like, oh yeah, I have 3 of those. I was like, why do you have 3 of those? Like, oh, I like to hold on to them. So yeah, right. So you get a pass, and I'll allow it. Thank you for all your help.
No problem. I just try to be helpful.
You are that guy, Adam. You're just always super helpful. And it's like, I'm not
True,
just holding on to it. Here you go.
Yeah. Just
all right,
sitting there
Coda.
collecting dust.
How you feeling? What do you think? Where are you at?
I loved it. I thought it was the perfect semester. I really did. I agree with Adam. I think 3 mil is perfect. Selfishly, I'm really excited to just go in and get my 3 mil done this semester and then go grind the heck out of Marathon and hop on for PvP and Arc whenever the boys are on at night. So I do think it's like, I think a lot of games in the modern era don't do the best job of respecting your time outside of gaming. And I think Arc has found a nice happy medium where like it feels engaging when you're on the game, but it doesn't feel like a chore. Like you were saying, you didn't want your games to feel like a chore. I think Arc is great for that. I think they do a really nice job of saying like, hey, here are the incentives, here's what to work for. But you don't have to do them, and you don't lose that much if you don't do them, and they're not that far off if you do want to do them. So I thought it was the great amount. I thought it was a great length of time. I think what is it, 60 days? Was it a 60-day cycle?
I believe so, yeah.
65 maybe. Okay. Either way, I thought that was great. We got it done really quickly, and I will say the thing that I miss the most is my Stellamontis Bobcat runs. We were having a great time with that towards
Just
the
like
end.
slap them all on, huh?
I had like 8 of them, so it was just pop on a Bobcat for 500-600 light ammo and get into Stella. And I do miss that chaos when the new semester resets, but just bringing us into the new semester. I love the beginning of a reset. I don't know what it is. I don't even know if I can fully put my finger on it. But when I load up my character and he has nothing, and it's like there's a million things for me to do, quests, benches, money, inventory slot value, or inventory slot space, like it just reignites like that initial love that I felt for our creators. And it just feels like I'm right back to square one, but like with way more knowledge than I had the previous semester, which was way more knowledge than I had the semester before that. So I love it, man. You and I, Dave, we got on today just so people that are watching or listening know, like, we were going to play for 30 minutes and we played for like 4.5 hours.
Yeah, it was not 30 minutes.
Yeah, but we could go in and get the whole drivers real quick.
We'll get the outline in a minute. It's fine.
We just kept, but I think that's the mark of a good game, right? I just think there's like, I've been saying it since day one, but there's some magic in it, dude. There's just some magic that makes you want to requeue, and even when you die, it makes you want to requeue, or you get out and makes you want to requeue. It's an incredibly well thought out and methodical loop that, like, it's going to be hard for other games to tap into that, which is why, only a few months into its life cycle, I put this in, top 3 to top 5 games I've ever played in my life.
Very much agreed.
It's also nice in the beginning of the semester. You can just go in and not everything is a dedicated run for this or for that. It's like, oh, let's see where the wind takes me. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to go get that. And it just adds a lot more variety too.
Yeah, and in that, everything is important that you run into. Like, you need stuff from every spot, or like fabric is exciting again, right? Metal is exciting out the gate.
I'm over there like, oh, okay, do I drop the fabric or do I, pick up this thing I'm tracking because I really like the fabric right now? It gives me this, right. Because
end of semester, you're like, nah, bro, maybe I'll make a bandage on a free kit, but otherwise, I'm never grabbing the fabric.
It's wild, and I don't know. It is a very good feeling, and I think I sent you a clip. Pretty sure I sent it to you about how like Destiny 1 was and how it did seem to respect your time.
Yes,
and how weekends were great because, and that is how I feel about this. Like if you're, I'll always want more because, a little bit of, just want to keep playing. I want something to do, but I do like that there is going to be that opportunity to jump into something else and play other games because as it should be, it doesn't feel like you have to get on every single night and do it. I mean, I want to, but it's good for, your brain probably not to be just stuck playing one game. And if you're going to keep coming back because that's the cycle, then they, like you said, it's some magic. They're doing it right. And I mean, I won't be that upset that everybody, can complete stuff because some people are going to complete stuff more. And it is great. It's awesome. And again, I'm with you. Like I'm a big Destiny guy, but this is up there with, Destiny for me in games of all time that I've played. So good job, Embark.
Good job, Bungie.
Well, both of them, right? Like, technically.
Yeah, flowers all around this week for sure. Adam, anything on new semester here? Have you been able to hop in? You got your benches up, or?
I played a little bit last night, and that was pretty much all I've played this week. I got like one bench in, but Dave and I, we were running around. I did send you guys an epic clip of me dying, a couple pops, and a comment.
The most Adam clip of all time. Dude, that would go viral. We need to post that on the TikTok.
Absolutely.
It's just That was exactly like my experience earlier today, Adam. But at least you captured
David's
yours on
like,
video. I wasn't recording. I wasn't.
there's fire there, right? Yeah, I'm fireproof. So I just run right through, and then here's a pop, here's another
Pop for
pop,
one.
and then
Another
boom, dead.
pop and another pop. Guardian down.
Yep.
That would be the
Too
perfect
funny.
overlay for it too. Guardian down.
We'll work on it. We'll throw it on the. We'll definitely throw it on X. Just to get the special Adam feels, but too good.
I do, before we want to go out, I do just want to get into a little bit because Embark is really pushing trials this week. They put out a full post about trials and understanding what those are. So if you do play the game, or if you don't, I'll just give you a quick little breakdown of what trials are. Each week, you are separated into like 100 randomly chosen gamers, and you compete on a leaderboard for ranks in trials. So let's say, for example, I got a graphic in front of me. Like there's 5 different things per week. One of them is damage wasps, damage queens or matriarchs, destroy ticks, open arc probes. When it was the middle of winter, one of them was throw snowballs at rocketeers. So they have a little fun with it. There's more shoot your gun oriented things like the damaging wasps. And then there's also like loot caches is a thing as well. If you are on a major map condition that no hatch key or condition like that, you get 2 times the amount of rewards. So say you kill like 10 ticks, maybe you get 1 star for 10 ticks on a normal raid, but you do that on a night raid, it essentially counts for like 20 ticks. And really what you're doing is each week there's a 7-day window per week that you can work through these things. If you get, it's 1 to 3 stars per category. If you get 3 stars in everything, really good chance you're going up at least 2 levels, if not 3. The leaderboard is broken down to like your top 10, then I don't know exactly what it is, like 20 through 50 or something, and then the bottom tier that either stays or is demoted a rank. But it's just a really nice like long-term vision for the game. I think this will just keep getting better and better in terms of like what you have to do in your trials. But it's a nice way to, like, if you are feeling unengaged or don't have anything to work for again, this is a really nice avenue to look at and say like, hey man, I'm going to play for trials this week. How do we feel about trials? I know the 3 of us haven't really done them extensively. Like I'm like Daredevil 1 or Daredevil 3, whatever the lowest Daredevil is, without even really thinking about them. So where do you guys stand on that? You gonna pay more attention?
Yeah, I'll jump in real quick. I actually, I'm excited about it. I will jump in more. I want to get the. I think that is going to fall where I do think that if they lowered all of the stuff for the expedition, if they're making it easier for the season, this is something for me to put my mind to and be like, all right, let's make sure we hit these numbers this week and go through and get the rewards for it. I know that there's also a pretty good reward right for the trials that we're trying to get.
There
And I'm gonna
is.
throw that
Oh,
up on the
dude.
screen right now.
Pull it up on stream. This is
It's on
special
stream
Adam
right now.
through and through.
Yeah,
There, look at him in his Ferrari livery.
Oh man! Oh my goodness! Here we go. We're in danger because I was just gonna say, not all of us have hats on.
Yes, sir. There he is.
But you have to put it on backwards, I think, to match. So I want there to be a reason to grind more and to do more stuff. And if this is what their focus is, and if they can keep improving it, it's great. It seems like fun. You can do it as a team, and that's always big. So I like it. I like it. I like it.
I like it too. Toop and Derek and I, we went and did one of the hunting probe ones, and that was one of the more fun times I've had, just running around the map looking for probes. There was like 3 times we got to one, and it just took off right in front of us. And then we were in the raid for like 28 minutes, and we finally got the last one. And so we like did a little bit of PvP in there, and then a little bit of trials. It was a different dynamic, and I liked it.
Heck yeah. Fully agree. I fully agree. I think sometimes the game comes to you a bit more when you have like that sort of objective, like loot the edge of the map for probes, right? And then all of a sudden there's a team that's also doing the same thing. You got to fight them, but you didn't like go in with the intent of being like in like full PvP mode. But that story arc, like to use the word arc, that story arc is like, it's way better when there's like your baseline, this is what I'm going in for, and then things happen along the way.
Yeah, I'm excited for the trials.
Yeah, me too. Especially because you're about to be a Ferrari driver in game, Adam. This is huge for us. This is huge for us.
It's like they've been listening to Special Adam this whole time.
Oh my! Finally,
they've seen him on the pod more and more. They're taking notes. All right.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Anyway, this season.
Go ahead. No. All you.
I was just going to say this season ends April 29th. So up until then, you can work on your trials. So you have each week, there's a finite amount of time to move up or down the ladder, but the overarching ladder is not ended until April 29th.
Do trials coincide with the expedition, or is it like kind of on its own timeline?
It does. Yes, exactly. Yes. So at the end, it's like at the end of every season reset. So the same way that that you would choose to go on expedition is at the same time that your trials would hand out the rewards for whatever you were the previous season.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then real quick. I mean, I know we already talked about the bunker, but I don't know if do you have the stream pulled up?
I do.
Do you have the background of what we're looking at here? We took this photo together, because we were very intrigued with the skybox here. You see the smoke flying up from what do we think that is? Do we think they're doing something with that? Do you think that's a big arc? Do you think you think that's part of the?
I'm thinking it might be Volcano Rise.
You think that's the leaks? I did see that. You think that's what that is?
I think that's a little ode to what might be coming with a volcano map.
I mean,
that's my guess.
I think that'd be great. This is because I know you can see other maps from other maps, so that would be good. I was kind of hoping that it was like a giant arc that's down though. Big old.
Dude, if there's an arc down that's emitting that much smoke, I'm terrified.
That's amazing, right? Or like that's the big old raid.
Oh my god!
How about we're looking for olives and apricots last night, and he's like, wait, let's get close to it. Let's go see if we can see his. He's like, but I want to be in the picture, so I made sure he was in the picture for it, which I just thought was funny.
Picture.
It is a cute photo.
Nice snap, DJ.
All right,
Adam, did you have something to say there, brother?
Oh, I just say the way those smoke plumes look, it looks like it's a couple different little entities. So it could be like a volcano with a crashed arc around it or something like that.
Or like several volcanoes, and we're in danger.
Or that.
The tinfoil hats are being placed.
I bet there's a bunch of birds over there.
Could potentially be. All right, let's go out with a bang here. DJ, hit us with a workbench this week.
Well,
real quick, I'm
going to touch.
Do best and worst.
My best raid. My best raid happened. Well, there's two. The one where Adam died was probably one of my favorite because I laughed so hard at him dying. Okay, good. We'll go back to that. And then you cover that one. Mine was today. I was going into a Stella free kit. And it was a great, like we started off, I think it was maybe 3 minutes in, me and my buddy, and I'm going in and we're in assembly, and I see a guy and I'm like, okay, it's, we're in Stella. So immediately I start shooting the guy. The guy doesn't shoot me back at all. Like he doesn't even try. He just like rolls away and I'm like, all right. And I pause and I go, hey, friendly. Sorry. I'm Stella. I just assumed. And the guy goes, yeah. We're friendly. We're friendly. So his buddy comes down. I pull out my bandages. I'm like, all right, let me bandage you up. I'm sorry. I'm typically in friendly lobbies. So I go to start to bandage the guy, and they both shoot me and kill me. They down me. And then I'm like, friend, I know you're good at PvP. Can you please come kill these guys? And watching my friend kill these two people in assembly on Stella was definitely the best raid of the week because I enjoyed it so much. Like I was the inner, like, I was like, oh, thank you. So
I could hear the rage in your voice.
I was screaming. Them. I was like, I said friendly, and I stopped shooting. I was going to save you. And the whole time, and it was Coda. Sorry, I didn't know if anybody caught on, but yeah, dude, he downed the two guys.
Too. Like I took no damage. I got behind both of them. I helped play them like crazy. They had no idea what was going on. I let him know too on the way out. I was like, "You killed my brother." Don't do
he goes, "Don't touch my friend."
Yeah,
it was so good. But it was a blast, and that was definitely my favorite one so far this week.
Heck yeah, Adam, you got a best raid of the week?
Yeah, it was that video that we were going to put out on the socials. I ended up dying in it, which kind of makes it ironic that it's the best raid of the week. But I mean, I just jumped over that fire like I was fireproof, and then
he was not fireproof.
No, in fact, I'm not. My most hated enemy, the pop. They were just sitting there waiting to take me out, and then like, oh crap,
Not just
I'm hit.
one, too.
Yeah, and then like, all right, cool, I survived, and then another one just came right out of the corner and just blew me up, blew me to smithereens. I was like, damn.
Oh, the
I think
smithereens too.
I'll put the
Yep.
tinfoil hat back on. I think the arc smell fear in the water, and you're so afraid of pops. I think the pops just magnetize to you.
They
And go
do.
out of their way to come find you on map.
And the best, I mean, for me, one of the best parts, we were at the extract. We were going down the steps, and Adam was like, "I'm up here," and I was like, "I just went right to the train." He goes, "Fine, don't res me. I'll crawl." I did come back and pick him up, but it was just funny to leave him
You
there
did.
for a second. So
I think
Made
in the
me
future
sweaty.
when we do these, we should run the clips of
Oh,
what's
yeah.
happening while we talk about them.
yeah.
I think that would
We'll
be good for the viewers.
just got to make sure we're recording them, boys. For now on, I'll always record, and I will.
If you're on console, it's way easier. Just back record.
So easy. There's got to be a way to do that on PC.
I just
How do
run
you even do that
OBS
on
at all
PC?
times.
OBS at all times.
It's not as simple. PlayStation, you could go back and capture up to an hour of previous gameplay. But on OBS, I just have to let it roll for the night, and then I just clip it down at the end of the night.
All right, Coda, do you have a best and worst?
I'm just gonna go to avoid being too long-winded. What I broke down earlier with the way that I died on Damn. We'll just go with that being best and worst. It was certainly the most memorable. Nothing too crazy has happened this since the new split.
And that's why it's magic. This game is magic though, because stuff like that happens, even if it's in the negative. It's just, it can be the best and funny. And even though I died in Stella and you just watching it was great. So good job, Arc Raiders. I'm proud of you.
Truly. All right, hit us with a workbench, baby, and we'll get out of here.
All right, this is going to be my workbench until they fix it. And I know I've used it before, but I'm going to keep saying it. Embark, please make it so if you are not the leader of the team that you can look at the maps and the map condition, even if you can't select anything, just so you can see what's going on. Just pull up the screen, give an option. I know I'm not a developer, but it cannot be that difficult to give us that option. Right. Yeah. To make it no buttons to press on there, but I would like to be able to be like, oh yeah, this is going on here. Why don't we go do that? And you can't do that at all if you're not the fire team leader. So please, Embark, I'm begging you. I'm going to clip this and I'm going to put it everywhere. Make it so if you're not the leader of your squad that you can see the map before you go into the game. Please.
I stand by this.
Or furthermore, you could have like a vote feature so everybody can see it and then you can pick your map.
I don't want you picking stuff.
Now we don't need to get into voting.
I don't want you to
get a little dicey.
If it's Adam, there's no way. And also every time it'll be me, I'll just be like Buried City.
Exactly. Little Pook said leaders gotta lead.
Yeah, but but we at least gotta
being able to see would be nice.
Followers gotta see, right.
I'll follow that up real quick with something that we've also brought up in the past, and that is just certainly not a game-breaking thing or anything that's really that terrible. But if you could just move your benches when you install them, after you install them, to have them in like a set order, so that you don't have to like relearn the order every time you reinstall your benches, I'd be a huge fan of that. I put my refiner was like the last thing that I did today, and it was in the middle from last semester, and every time I went to click my refiner, I was clicking like my utility bench or something. So small little change, but should be easy. You can just slide your benches around and put them where they are.
If I can reorder my apps on my TV, you should be able to reorder your benches in Arc Raiders.
That's great. It was a much more concise way to say what I was saying. Well done, sir. Adam, you got a quick workbench for us, or should I take us out?
Punch people, like we were saying earlier.
Yes, the punch.
All right.
I want to punch someone.
Let's talk about this for a second, though. So do you do less or more damage than you would with your melee?
Oh, you got to do less, because I mean, if I'm hitting you with a hammer in real life, it's gonna hurt, and if I'm punching you, it might not hurt as bad.
I agree, but maybe you could punch quicker. You know what I mean? The speed, the agility of the punch is quicker.
I have a question. Do you think it should do more or less damage than a hall cracker to the body?
No, less. The hall cracker should do pretty good damage to a body shot.
Okay, direct shot hall cracker should hurt you. Right.
In the big 2026, that getting hit with launcher ammo in game does absolutely nothing to a raider.
I remember
it's
before,
hilarious to
something.
launch ammo at somebody and have them be like, "The fuck."
I've
the
shot
heck?
it at people before, and I was
I'll
like,
put this on
"But
YouTube.
why am I not at least doing anything?" And then I found out, oh yeah, it does no damage to the Raiders. This is early on,
The
but
Raiders should at least say "ow" or
yeah,
"ouch."
right there you go.
The voice line you texted that was great. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Episode 14 of the Tick Pod and Arc Raiders podcast. The Tick Pod is no longer just an Arc Raiders podcast. We'll see. We'll keep tapping into Marathon in the upcoming weeks. But thank y'all for hanging out. Once again, it's Coda. Above me is the DJ Oros. Down low in his rightful Ferrari livery. Is it livery or livery, Adam?
I say livery. Maybe that's
It's a livery.
it's a livery, mate.
He's wearing his ball cap. Shout out Ferrari, even though I know you're a McLaren guy, but shout out Charles.
I got a Red Bull shirt on too. I'm all over the place.
We gotta get that sponsorship
Charles and
somehow.
Lewis are good guys. We always root for them.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Follow us on all socials at the Tick Pod, and we will be back next week for episode 15. Bigger, better, stronger, faster, all the things. We love y'all. We'll see you on the other side.
Peace.
See ya.